I'm Rick. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be making cones. Nope, not those cones. I was at a local ice cream parlor and realized that while the ice cream was just the same old, the cones were the bomb. First we'll make the cones, and then we'll make a 3D printed cone holder to impress your friends. You'll need three things to make this first part. Bars of dark chocolate, and a pack of sugar cones, and a package of score bits. We'll start by melting the chocolate. You've got to be careful when you melt chocolate, it's very easy to burn. What I'm doing here is melting it inside of a pot that will be floating in another pot of boiling water. Because the boiling water turns to steam at 100 degrees, the chocolate won't get any hotter than that, so there's no chance of it burning. Here I had the water boiling too aggressively, and it was actually splashing over and into the pot with the chocolate into it, which is also something you don't want. So I had to turn the stove down, take it off, and let it cool for a bit, and then put it back on again. This should only take about 10 minutes. So while the chocolate's melting, you can get your score bits ready. Lay that out on a plate or a tray covered with maybe wax paper or aluminum foil, and then lay out your cones and get ready for dipping and rolling. Now once the melted chocolate's ready, you don't have to transfer it to another bowl or anything, just use it right out of the pot. Dip the sugar cone in it, rotate it around to get an even coating, and then spin it really fast to shake off the excess, or you end up with a really thick coating of chocolate on the cone. I don't like that at all. Then roll it in score bits and put it on your plate or your tray to get ready to put in the fridge. Once these are done and your plate's loaded, you can put it in the fridge to cool them. Now what you can do is also freeze them. After you've chilled them, you can put them inside of a Ziploc bag and just keep them in the freezer long term, and they'll last for months. So here I'm sketching out my idea for the cone holder. I'm doing this in Photoshop, just kind of quick, sketching with the pen tool. Just to get an idea, I want sort of a font, like a hand-drawn script, maybe like a Comic Sans or something pretty informal. Once I've got that basic outline done and I know where I'm going, or I think I know where I'm going, then I'm going to trace over it. I put it on a background layer, again in Photoshop, and then I start cleaning up the outside edge, giving it more of a profile that I like, changing some of the shape a bit, making sure the top and the bottom actually line up of the characters. generally making sure the thickness and the thinness is more to my liking. Now I'm going to bring that final piece of artwork into my modeling software. I prefer to use Modo, so I'm bringing it in as a background image, and then I'm simply creating polygons over top of that to sort of get the flow. It's all pretty dirty in terms of polygon flow and modeling because I'm not too concerned. This isn't going to be animated or it's not going to be rigged or have any joints or bones in it, so it doesn't have to bend. It's all going to end up going through ZBrush and then out to a 3D print anyway, so it doesn't really matter how many polygons it's made out of. Here I've moved into my preferred software for this sort of thing, which is ZBrush. I like to just sort of make it up as I go. I mean, I don't really have a plan. I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do. I wanted it to say cones, and I wanted it to hold some cones, but other than that, the details, I don't really know. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. So here I've decided to, stretch and skew the actual letters. I thought that'd be pretty cool. But I want it to be one continuous shape. ZBrush allows me to do that. I can join, multiple objects together, Boolean things out of each other. Booleaning is when you use one positive shape to cut a hole out of another shape. So I smooth everything out, get it to be one complete piece, and then I work on the bottom because this thing has to sit flush. So you want to make sure that it's level and there's no weirdness to it. And here I'm bringing it into Cura, and I'm going to print it face down. So I need the least amount of supports. This was printed at a medium, I guess a draft quality, 0.2 millimeter layer height, which is quick, I guess, quick-ish. This took about 10 hours to print this thing. I really just sort of guessed at the size. I didn't really build to a dimension when I was doing it. I just, kind of looked at it while it was in Cura, measured it, and then looked at some cones and said, yeah, that'll probably do, and then printed it out. Now this one's just printed in white PLA because that's what I happen to have. Would also probably look good in like a pink or a baby blue or something. Some sort of an ice cream color. And now that it's all done, here is the final result. One cone holder with 3 cones covered in chocolate and score bits. Now, if you'd like to get one of these cone holders for yourself, just check out the link in the description. Thanks for watching.